We're just going to put the smaller one back in the pot we had.
Dean Family Acres.
Alright guys, so we're out here working on trying to get a few figs split, up potted, etc. Some of these may or may not end up being planted in our fig orchard that we've been working on back in the back that you've seen us protecting during these winter storms, and some might just continue to get up potted for a little while. We're also separating and trying to figure out if we might can share some of these or trade with other folks. So check out what we're doing. Already gotten a Ronde Bordeaux. Trim the roots up on it, and then have 1 gallon here that's about a foot tall that we're gonna gift to a friend of ours who's been wanting a fig for their place, and this will be an absolute excellent opportunity and variety to get around us that you don't see in everybody's yard. So Ronde Bordeaux right there. We also, we're pulling everything out. We also have the Texas BA1. This one was basically growing as a fork, and we were able to up pot the one with bigger roots and then pot this one that had less roots in a 1 gallon. So we'll certainly let this grow out this year, and we'll see maybe how that larger 2.5 gallon ish does there. We might end up putting one of these out in our orchard. And now we're going to be splitting. We've already kind of split a Col de Dame Noir. So we're doing our soil mix. We've got our main plant here, and then here is our sucker. So we'll be up potting this into a 1 gallon, and then we'll put this into the larger 2 to 3 gallon. So set y'all up so you can watch us through this process. This is compost here. And then as usual, we've got our pine bark soil conditioner. Some mushroom compost. All right. And just mix this up. We're just going to put the smaller one back in the pot we had. Notice trying to get this where this will go straight up, because sometimes they want to grow to an angle. Probably could have trimmed the roots off of this, but it'll be okay. Alright guys, time for another up pot. This is Lizette Bigger Black. We're gonna up pot it from a 1 gallon to a 2 or 3 gallon. Alright guys, time to up pot this Smith. We've got this is probably another 1/2 gallon to a gallon larger than this one, maybe half. And going to see if we can get this sucker coming off the roots. It's very, very close, but we're gonna see if it's got any roots on it. If not, then that's fine. But I'll let you see a little bit closer to that before we start up potting. And as usual, pine bark soil conditioner, some compost, and then this time we also have some mushroom compost. This mix from this Smith is pretty heavy on vermiculite, I believe. I always get it and perlite mixed up. It's the white one. So it's pretty heavy on that. So when we kind of mix that in, I think we'll have a pretty good mix here. You see here, it doesn't have any separation here, but if it's got roots on the bottom, I probably can cut that off and propagate it. You've heard us say multiple times about these paint pens, and they last about a year or two in the sun, but you want to make sure that you get things labeled. I've got one over there. I can't remember what it is, and I know which batch it came from, but I just can't remember what it is. And I'm just going to have to kind of determine that at some point and go back on my list and look. But keeping things documented is certainly key. Definitely ready for an up pot. This one definitely needed a haircut, so we trimmed back the roots some. Didn't want to trim them back too ridiculous, but got a larger pot. This is what it was in before. So you can see, I'd say at least a gallon, if not more. It was bigger than this other one we were looking at. So get this in and I'll show you what it looks like up potted. All right guys, so we got several figs that we've propagated. Y'all seen a couple of those videos. Check this out. Smith, it's our main here, and then this is our root sucker there. Got Texas BA1. Again, this one was kind of growing in a fork, but they did end up having roots on both of them, so we separated both of those. Called the Dom Noir. This was a root sucker. This is the main. We up potted Lizette Bigger Black. We also have this Ronde Bordeaux, and it had a root sucker on it as well. So we've got it potted up here. We're actually going to gift this to a friend of ours. And then this is the main mother plant there.